Well, it was really good to get out there back in Welsh-Ryan. Obviously was proud of the guys' effort tonight. Anytime you get out there for the first time, everybody's going to have a little bit of jitters. It's just that first time putting the uniform on, playing against somebody else, people in the stands. And I thought we did a good job. One of the things that really sticks out to me, and I've talked about this as we've come into the year, is I really feel like we have a lot of guys that can help. And to me, I don't have a starting unit. I don't have a guys who coming off the bench. We just have 10 good players. And the starters may change. They may not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But, you look at the bench points, and we had 64 points off our bench tonight. And that's something that we've really tried to focus on is let's be a collection of the parts. We're not going to lean on one or two guys this year. We need everybody to chip in, everybody to be ready to play and play at their best. And, I thought a lot of guys did great things. Obviously for newcomers, guys like Pat Spencer, Boo Buie, Jared Jones, Ryan Young, all those guys having double figures in their first game, in a Northwestern uniform is very encouraging. So really proud of the guys. We got a lot to work on. We're really young. There's a lot of things we got to get better at on both ends. Got to be a little bit sharper, and we'll work on it and hopefully keep improving as the season goes along.
So I'd never seen in an exhibition game the hockey-style substitutions. Had you ever seen anything like that, and why was that the right thing to do?
Well, I just feel like we have – I want to get a lot of guys minutes. And I want to play really hard. And when you play really hard, you're going to get a little bit winded. And so to start the game, I kind of wanted to take a look at it. It's not something that I'm committed to full-time. For tonight, it was something I wanted to do. I wanted all 10 guys to get a lot of minutes. I wanted them to get their feet wet. I wanted them to get experience. And we'll just see how it goes throughout the course of the game, too. You get foul trouble, things like that, and patterns end up changing. But, for the first half, it was something I really wanted every 4 minutes to kind of get 5 fresh guys in there and see if we could keep the pressure on those guys.
And then between those lineups, did you try to balance the scoring? Is that how you
Yeah. Like I said, there's to me, and I know coaches say this all the time. I've tried to tell our guys, I feel like a lot of guys can start. And it's about like finding the right mix, what lineups are good together, who starts well, who's good coming off the bench. And you want all those guys to be in a position where, it's not really about starting, it's about closing. And when you close a close game, that's when you want to be on the floor because all these guys are going to play. You look at the minutes. Everybody got at least, of the 10 guys, everybody got at least 15 minutes. And Jared would have played more. It was his foul trouble, because he was playing really well.
Coach, your team seemed to be playing at a faster pace tonight than we saw last year. Should we expect to see that more of that fast pace like throughout this year?
Yeah, we've been working on it. And again, it doesn't mean what I've tried to say too is it doesn't mean if you get the ball up the floor very fast, it doesn't mean you have to shoot really fast. If you have a great shot, take it. And I want guys to be comfortable doing that. But if it's not there, then run offense. But we want to get the ball up the court. We feel like we have a lot of guys, like I said, who can play. We want to keep the defense on their heels if we can. And we're trying to work on that. It's something that we've been committed to in the preseason is getting the ball up the floor with pace and trying to flow into our offense a little bit quicker.
You also mentioned earlier about how your team had some foul trouble. Were there any specific lapses on defense or maybe specific reasons why that foul trouble was happening?
Yeah, I thought we were grabbing a little bit. I thought if you look at our fouls, it's too many. We had 29 fouls in the game. A lot of our big guys had 4 and 5 fouls. Some of that is just youth and exuberance and being excited. And you kind of learn as you play what you can and can't get away with. But, there's definitely going to be lapses. Every game you play, there's going to be some mistakes, especially on the defensive end. And you want to try to limit those mistakes. And we want to learn from the film. Guys, we're playing so many young guys. These, like I said, this is, other than Miller, Kopp, Anthony Gaines, and A.J. Turner, the other 7 guys really haven't played any college basketball. Pete Nance, most of his year was lost last year with mono. Ryan Greer didn't play a lot of minutes. Ryan Young didn't play at all. Jared didn't play at all. Spencer didn't play at all. Bowie, Jones. So, these guys, there's going to be mistakes. I want us to play really hard. I want us to be real aggressive, and I can live with the mistakes if they're coming from us trying to be aggressive and trying to do the right things.
So as you mentioned, Pete and Miller barely out to be aggressive players on offense since you had other guys. And then today, I think like 4 of your first plays were for them. How did they look in this different role than what they're used to?
Yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. I mean, both of those guys. I mean, it's in a game like tonight, there's going to be more things we have to kind of get them the ball in certain areas. But we had some things we took a look at, and we want them to be super aggressive. And to their point, I mean, they're unselfish guys. So if their stuff isn't there, I mean, they shared the ball well. I thought they made some good plays, and it's going to be an evolution. You're not just going to show up and be this 25 a game night kind of guy. And really, neither of those guys are at that point yet, but they're good players. And on given nights, both of those guys can go for 20 plus. And we're going to continue to find the right mix, when to get them the ball, how to get them shots. I mean, that's something when we've had shooters. I mean, we'll have a number of things to get the ball to Miller, that we're not going to break out in a game like tonight before we get into the regular season.
And then with Bowie, you mentioned a million times last year how you wanted guys like Top, Turner, Falzone to be more aggressive, to feel like they had the green light. Do you have that problem with Bowie?
No, he's not bashful. He's an aggressive guy, and I like it. I'd rather, again, like I said, I'd rather have someone, making mistakes because they're going down firing and they're trying to, the ones that you have a hard time with is when you get paralyzed because you're thinking too much or you're hesitant to try to make moves. So I'd much rather have somebody that's trying to make things happen, and then he can learn. He's a freshman point guard, so he's going to learn when he can pick and choose his spots, when you can attack, when you got to run offense. But he's a scorer. He's a natural born scorer. He was a 30+ a game guy in high school. And you saw tonight, he comes out in 20 minutes and gives you 18 points and 5 assists. So he's going to have a great career. It's just now about getting experience and learning and going through some of the growing pains that a freshman point guard will go through.
Good, Charlie?
I'm good.
Oh, you got one more? Just go. No matter.
Yeah.
So I noticed in that first half especially, they kept running a lot of like double staggered
Yeah.
roll, like the 2 ball screens.
Yeah.
They just ran it a lot.
Yeah.
And it seemed to give your team a little.
It did.
Got to the rim.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got to clean that up. One of the things, too, I think part of that is their big guys were really good shooters. So our big guys were, at times, I think, a little bit too, conscious of getting back to them picking and popping. Especially Stuckman, 24, is a really good shooter, but all their bigs could shoot. And instead of staying in front of the ball, and I thought they had a handful of times, where they did get into our paint and get to the basket and give us some problems. And it's going to be a great film. As well as I thought they had a lot of success scoring inside, too. Those are 2 areas I think we can really improve on going into the next game.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys. Thanks.